Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Sarah Mitchell of Helping Babies Sleep. I'm a sleep consultant, but a chiropractor by training, but I found my passion empowering parents to teach their little ones to sleep and parent confidently day and night. And today we're talking about the 4-month sleep regression. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit subscribe to never miss a baby sleep tip. Let's talk about the 4-month sleep regression. First thing you need to know about any sleep regression at all, I want you to think growth and distraction. So my child is growing physically or neurologically, and they're a little bit distracted by their sleep, by this leap. For example, think about your own sleep. You have little sleep regressions yourself. Maybe you're going through a stressful time at work, you're pregnant, you're postpartum, and your sleep kind of ebbs and flows a little bit, especially as our emotional and cognitive system is busy thinking about big things. But let's be real here. The 4-month sleep regression is the biggie. It's the big one, the game changer of everything. And some of you might be in the newborn stage and kind of wondering what's upcoming. And then there's others of you here that might be past this stage, but still suffering the repercussions of the 4-month sleep regression. So first, we're going to talk about why it happens, what it looks like, what you can do about it during, what you can do to prevent it, and what are you going to do if it doesn't go away. All right. So the first thing is why does this happen? So this is related to your child going through a leap related to object permanence. So they start to realize that you exist even though they can't see you, and they call for you more to test that theory. Okay. Technically, object permanence doesn't solidify until closer to 9 months, and you may see that as a sleep regression associated with separation anxiety, right? They really like you at that point and don't necessarily want to be apart from you, and that delays going to sleep. But here in this 4-month stage, I wish I had $1 for every parent I've spoken with who says we were doing so good. At 3 months, we were getting maybe 6, maybe 8, even sleeping through the night for some people at 3 months. And then bam, out of nowhere, my kiddo was 3.5 months or 4 months, because that's when it can start, anytime between 3.5 and 4.5 months. And now what I'm seeing is my little one wakes up sometimes every 3 hours in the night or more in the night. The other sign is that my long naps have now turned into these 45-minute naps where my kiddo will not extend a nap. Those are the two main signs of the 4-month sleep regression: frequent night waking when things were going well, and short naps. Now, there's some of you out there, like me, who maybe didn't really even feel the 4-month sleep regressions. And I've experienced on both sides. Here's why. When my son was going through this, our sleep was so disastrous already. He was still waking up every 2 hours at 3 months. So I didn't actually really even feel the 4-month sleep regression because it was always kind of bad. Okay. Second time around with my daughter, I implemented all of the strategies in my book, The Helping Babies Sleep Method. I implemented all the newborn strategies from the beginning and was working on gentle sleep shaping from the very beginning. And so she was used to falling asleep from awake in her crib. And I barely even felt the 4-month sleep regression at that point. Okay. And then there's a bulk of people right in the middle that I just mentioned who are getting those 6 to 8 hour stretches of sleep and now are like, what the heck was going on? The bummer about this 4-month sleep regression too is it often coincides when people are going back to work. It really is a double whammy for parents. So what can you do? Well, in advance, there's things you can work on. Okay. So here's the thing, your child's waking up to the world at 4 months. So imagine if I'm always falling asleep in arms, being put down, and then I hit the 4-month sleep regression and now I'm waking up more and I'm not in arms when I wake up. That's distracting to me. So one thing that you can work on in the newborn stage is the calm but awake method that I teach to help you avoid that transfer period and help your little one fall asleep in their bassinet or their crib rather than in arms. That can really help you minimize that 4-month sleep regression, having them falling asleep where you want sleep to be happening long term. The second thing you can be doing is, avoiding, if you can, you got to do this early on, 4 to 8 weeks, avoiding drowsy but awake, right? That's one of the captions on the book here is why drowsy but awake is setting us all up to fail, because that's the skill that you ultimately want your child to be learning, and you can start gently doing that from day one. Okay, maybe you've missed that boat. Maybe you're now 4 months plus going on here, right? And maybe you've been sitting in this 4-month sleep regression. Now you're 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. I often work with people who say, we were doing fine until the 4-month sleep regression, and things have not been good since then, and it's 8 or 9 months of age, right? What are you going to do? Okay, well, this is a much larger conversation, because essentially what has to happen is, it is biologically normal for people to wake up in the night. We've talked about this in previous videos, and I'll be talking about this again on May 3rd in my 5 days to Better Baby Sleep Boot Camp that I'm going to be hosting. I'm going to be teaching live 5 days in a row. Okay. So it's biologically normal for humans to wake up in the night. But if your kiddo needs you to fall asleep at bedtime, when he or she wakes up in the night, he needs you to help him go back to sleep. And you can't teach anything new in the night, right? So this is essentially, do we work on sleep training? And if you know me, you know I hate that, and I'm on a mission to revolutionize this saying, sleep training. We train pets, but we teach our kids. And the idea might be that if you're feeling like you just can't go on this way, maybe it's time then for you to be working on sleep teaching, that your child can go in their crib completely awake, not drowsy, and put themselves to sleep using some sort of self-soothing action, such as sucking a thumb or a finger or rubbing their head against the mattress in a repetitive, soothing way. Sleep teaching it's so much more than just letting your baby cry at bedtime. Please don't just do that. It's really all about setting your baby up for success based on timing of sleep by age, by month, having a plan for how you're going to respond when you take away the known things that help them fall asleep, managing the night feeding, the night waking, and being consistent, all of those things. And one of our viewers says, I finally ordered your book like 10 minutes ago. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I hope you love it. I hope you love it. It's on Amazon for anyone else that's interested. And what I do in the book that I just don't have time to do in videos is I go through the step-by-step approaches on how to help your kiddo sleep. That you may not need to do sleep teaching, right? You may just need to be tweaking some of the timing of your sleep and the messaging of when your food is being delivered, right? This is so much more than just the sleep. It's really sleep, feeding, and parenting, and that whole mindset shift associated with it. They're so little and so precious and so beautiful, and we really want to help them. And you can help your kiddo fall asleep, but there's certain nuances that you can achieve in the newborn stage, especially to help avoid these massive common parenting pitfalls that I fell into, nursing my kiddo back to sleep every 2 hours through the night, right? That's every 2 hours like that. That's a sign he's overtired, but I didn't realize that at the time. I'm going to wrap this up on the 4-month sleep regression. So you can either check out my book on Amazon, The Helping Baby Sleep Method, The Art and Science of Teaching Your Baby to Sleep. Because if we understand the science, it's that much easier. Thanks for being here today, everybody.